everybody. Excited utterance here. My name's Hella, and this is Seraph. And he's getting old. He hasn't worked out how to clean his face properly. Oh, goodness me. I need to fix you up, you silly old cat. He's 18. He's 18, but I'm just so happy to have him back after he went off on a week's journey away from the house, and I thought I'd lost him forever. But he's back, he's back, he's back, he's back. He's back. And today, he really is the only one. He's the only one. Let's make sure everything's working fine. Can everyone hear me okay? And did the teleporting work from Dali's stream? All right. That was a really quick transition because I was over in another browser in different software, and I was like, over to here. And no little kitty today in here, Seraph, just you and me. No little child to bother you. Hey, everybody. You're here for the Boone and Swoon? Bob Masavo? Okay, no teleport. Did the teleport not work? Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame. Things aren't working properly today. Also, our Discord pings aren't working either. That's weird. I wonder why things aren't working. And then Dali just disappeared from backstage as well. So all sorts of weird things are going on. Damn, he had lots of people in his chat too. That's a shame. Oh well, it'll just have to be us then. That's fine. He didn't set up his thing properly. Yeah. Hang on, where is he? Is his stream still going? His stream is still live. It can't be, or can it? Is his stream still live? His stream is still live! No way! He didn't end his stream. I'm just looking at it right now. His stream's still live. Can someone please tell Dali his stream's still live? Oh my god, what a boomer. That's why he left backstage, because his stream was still live. Okay. We haven't done I was not involved in that boomerang, right?
No.
Let's just be really clear. That was not me at all.
No,
but that was
software.
the biggest boomer thing you've done since we started. And you've done some boomer things.
Well, no, it was a second boomer thing.
Okay, what was the most
I ended
boomer
David's
thing you ever...
stream.
Okay, you ended David's stream when he had like 400 people in there, and he was raising money for Free Zachariah Anderson. That was a pretty boomer thing.
Yes.
That was a boom. Yeah, that's got to be number one. That
Yes.
goes down as the biggest number one boomer thing you've ever done. But what you did just then, that was a boomer thing.
And
you
I
played the outro music. You kept the live stream going.
No. The
You
outro.
did.
No, I don't. But it did not end. That was the software's issue because it's linked together. When you hit, I hit end stream, and it played.
So now you can't end the stream. So you had a problem beforehand when you would accidentally end the stream, whereas now you can't end the stream. So you had a premature ending problem earlier. Now you just can't end.
Yeah.
My God.
At least I didn't pull a neck. Yeah.
No. That's hilarious. I saw you disappear, and I was like, "Where'd you go?" And then people in chat said that the redirect didn't work, and I was like, "What's going on?" All right, guys, you just witnessed Dali's second biggest boomerang of all time. That was funny. Okay, hi everybody. At least you didn't pull a Nick. No. Please never let that happen.
No.
I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to distance myself from you if that ever happens. And I said I'm not going anywhere. We're mates forever, but pulling it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to like close the screen forever.
Sorry. Yeah, you're just gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me some grace, man. Yeah. Anyway, you're so laughing your ass off. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, Dan.
Are you on 1K?
Yeah.
Did you get that? Ah, yes. Nice. Yeah. Yay! Woohoo! Now you get to have the joy of seeing the little red mark come up when
yeah.
when we say too many bad words and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you get to enjoy that.
Oh, okay. I'm so mortified.
You'd lose your 1,000 subs pretty quick. That was great. So you had a boomerang to celebrate the 1,000 subs.
Oh God, yes. That was a great way to celebrate that.
It was. All right, guys. Well, today it's a Boone and Swoon. Yay! We're having all sorts of fun for the Boone and Swoon Day. And the reason we're having a Boone and Swoon Day is, well, why not? But also because there is a big hearing coming up in 2 days, just less than 2 days now. So the hearing that is happening, all sorts of things are happening at the hearing. There's going to be a big argument about the battered spouse syndrome defense. So not once but twice, the defense has put forth that they are going to use the battered spouse defense, and the state has said, no, you're not. You don't have enough to come forth with that defense. And I'm going to show you in a second in what way they've gone, and then the defense has gone, yeah, we can. And it's all just a bit, I don't know. I'm still not loving this whole battered spouse thing, but the defense seems to be pretty keen that they go ahead with it. They have witnesses now. Do you remember the ex-husband, Brian Boone? If you forget him, well, we're going to be revisiting today a little bit of what Brian Boone had to say the day after the suitcase incident. So, and if you stick around, there's a little bit of a bonus in it for you because we're going to do some trivia. Yes, we're going to see how the trivia software works again. We did test it out. Darlie and I tested it out. So we're going to play his interview, which I haven't listened to in full for a while. And we're going to have a bit of a listen to that in the context of the battered spouse syndrome defense. So we're going to see whether or not he says anything or gives us some clues as to whether or not this actually could be a viable defense for Sarah Boone. But we're going to do that after we have a look at some documents. So welcome everybody. Beautiful Waterfall, thank you so much for all you've been doing.
Yes.
Looking out for information for us. So the defense better have a backup defense strategy. Well, if the court comes along on Thursday and says, you know what, we're going to overrule the defense's defense or their motion to put forth this defense and say, no, you can't go with that. They better have a backup. You're right. What was Sarah's maiden name? I think it was Parsons. There is one YouTuber getting around who won't use her and Beautiful Waterfall will know. There's one YouTuber getting around who won't call her Sarah Boone for some reason. He's decided that she's not Sarah Boone. She's her maiden name. Paulson. I knew it was a P. Paulson. Thank you, Shelmarine. Christine has 203 subscribers. Yeah. Yes, Paulson. Hello, Nicholas. How are you? Good to see you. Her maiden name was Psychopath. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Has P.S. We watched in the Discord her and her brother go on the little game show that they were on when they were teenagers. And it was a bit weird when the host asked her, I think she was like 13 or 14 at the time, asked her what she likes to do in her spare time. She goes, I like to go to the mall and check out guys, like that. I was a bit like, oh God. Okay. But she won. Like, she won the kids game. Yeah, we watched it in the Discord. We can't watch it out here on YouTube. But she was very pretty and self-confident. Yeah. That was fun to watch. It was a good game show. It was like a 90s game show. Yep. All right. So anyway, let's have a look at some of the documents that have dropped in the last few days. I'm not going to obviously read them all out because that would bore you all to death. But I have read them all, and I'm going to give you the lowdown on what they all mean and give you the top level points. If there's any that have like interesting parts in them, I'll pick them out. Okay, so let's start. She was very cute back then. And in fact, I would say she's, up until just going to jail, I would say she was a fairly good-looking woman. But jail has really, yeah. And so being an alcoholic as well. Alcoholism doesn't do your looks very well, I would say. Okay, let's look at this. Not this one. I wanted to bring up number one. Number one, defense asking for the Miranda rights. This one. Share this tab instead. Okay. Right, so state of Florida versus Sarah Boone. So this is second motion for additional discovery came out, and this was on the 6th of September. Now, do you remember when she wrote her very last motion, her handwritten motion, which actually took quite a few days, maybe a week, to hit the portal because of the whole mailing thing? She was saying that it was not, her Miranda rights were not given to her correctly. There was some problem with her Miranda rights. And we were all like, they definitely gave you your Miranda rights, lady. There's no question about that. And also that the stuff that she said on the body cam can't be used because that was before she was given her Miranda rights. And we were all like, anything you say the entire time can be used, Sarah. Good luck with that one. But that was before James Owens came along. Now, this is by her lawyer, obviously, and he's asking for this additional discovery. Specifically, the defense requests the Office of the Estate Attorney to provide standardized Miranda rights, written policy, form, and card of the Orange County Sheriff's Office relating to the Miranda rights form utilized and read directly to any suspect before any interrogation. Wherefore, the defense would respectfully request the court consider granting the defense motion for additional discovery, Miranda rights policy form, and card of the Orange County State Office. Would that be SO?
Yeah, or state,
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the state said to that?
Piss off.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, also, just before we get to what they said to that, I wanted to show you this. Oops, cancel. And excuse me while I go between these because there are a few. Do you remember? September. Yeah, in September. Do you remember when James Owens first came on board and he was trying to buy some time? And he said, I need the state to provide me with a statement of particulars as to what Sarah Boone actually did. Remember, he said he did that. And we were like, oh, that's clever. Yeah. That's clever of you, right? Well, now comes the defendant by and through the undersigned attorney under rule Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure, and requests the court to enter an order requiring the state of Florida to furnish the defendant with a statement of particulars concerning the alleged offense, including the following: charges that Sarah Boone. So this is it, right? I just wanted to remind you of this, that he asked for all this. Okay, so this is the one from prior. So I wanted to bring that up. Okay, now the state came back and did this. This is on the 9th of the 9th. The state's motion to strike the defendant's notice of intent to rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome, and state's motion in limine, and state's motion for examination of state expert, comes now the state of Florida by and through the undersigned assistant state attorney, and states and alleged as follows. So they've come along and they've been like, fuck you. Fuck you. You guys are just going to cop it from us, because on September 6th, the defendant filed a notice of intent to rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome. So, you know what? All that stuff, we'll leave that for a minute. Florida Rule of Criminal Procedure requires the defendant to include a statement of particulars. Remember how you said statement of particulars? Well, you know what? You need to give us a statement of particulars. Ha 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 ha. Funny you use that term. Yeah. Because you need to give one to us. A statement of particulars showing the nature of the defense the defendant expects to prove. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, I don't know whether or not they would have used that term, statement of particulars, if it weren't for James Owens coming in off the street and going, hey, we need a statement of particulars. But here they are using the word statement of particulars, and I feel like it's a little bit of an FU to James Owens.
I don't know why.
Why? Because why not?
I guess.
He used it to try and get time. He used it to try and buy himself an extra week or something by saying, hey, you need to go do some work and give us a statement of particulars as to what the original charge was. Yeah. And they're like, well, you need to give us a statement of particulars as to how you're going to use your battered spouse defense. So go do some more work, please. Off you go. They need to do more work anyway, but it's more just the use of those words there that I find interesting. I'll just answer a few things here. Oh no, you guys are talking amongst yourself. That's okay. All right. So that's okay. All good. All right. So Florida rule requires the defendant to include a statement of particulars showing the nature of the defense the defendant expects to prove. The defendant's notice does not include any particular facts which, if produced at trial, would allow for Dr. Julie Harper, so that's their one and only expert witness, actually their only witness so far at this point when they've put this document in, to opine that the defendant suffered from battered spouse syndrome. Therefore, the defendant's notice is legally insufficient, and the court should strike the notice. Furthermore, the defendant only lists Dr. Julie Harper as a witness to show the defendant suffered from battered spouse syndrome. An expert witness cannot be used as a conduit to introduce inadmissible hearsay evidence, such as the defendant offering the defendant's hearsay statements. Right. So basically, they're saying that Sarah Boone can't just go in for a consultation with this therapist and say things to the therapist, and then the therapist gets up and does a testimony, and because she's an expert, she can opine, so provide her opinion, and say that my opinion is that this woman suffers from battered spouse syndrome because she said this, and that's hearsay. Right, so therefore it's inadmissible. It's inadmissible hearsay, and it's not enough on its own to provide evidence of battered spouse syndrome. There needs to be more than just that one person. That's fair. The defendant has provided statements to law enforcement. Yes, she has, sadly. Therein, she claims she accidentally left the victim in the suitcase overnight. Well, she did kind of say that, yes. The battered spouse syndrome testimony is not admissible if her defense is that killing the victim was an accident. Now we get into the real problem here. Because she said it was
not intentional.
Yeah. That's a problem. The not intentional thing's a problem, everybody. Yes. So she was prepared her trial to manipulate the. We talked about the same thing. Very smart move by the state. They're trying to get Boone up on the stand. Yeah, maybe. I honestly think the state has been pretty tolerant of the delay, so they are probably just annoyed at this point. I suppose it's not their fault. It's not the state's fault. Yeah. It's all just, I feel like there's a lot of red tape involved as well, with this whole like public defender thing. But I'm loath to blame it all on, just put it all on Sarah's shoulders. She's kind of in the middle of the whole thing as well. I mean, I know everyone wants to just blame Sarah, but I feel like there's more at play. There's more at play here. Anyway, I mean, she's not easy to get on with, don't get me wrong. But that all said, Cacciatore proving he's more than just a chicken dish. That is a great comment. That's a great comment. Now, here's the deal, guys. This whole thing about her saying that it was not intentional over and over and over again, and then her potentially having to backtrack on that, I don't see that as a huge deal. I feel like lots of people are making a giant deal of the fact that she said not intentional, and now she may have to backtrack on the not intentional thing and say, well, you know what? At that point in time, I was rattled.
Yeah.
Right? And
you
talk.
If you're in a situation like that with a gun and it just goes off in like a self-defense situation, I mean, you either intended to shoot the person or you didn't. It's still a problem if the gun accidentally goes off, like Theodore Edgecombe. Thank you, David.
Hello. I'm posting a clip in a few. Don't worry, it's not embarrassing. Oh, really? It's not embarrassing? Why would you allude to it being embarrassing, David? If it's not embarrassing. Okay. So, moving on to the next document. So, the state is just mentioning that they have provided an amended witness list to the defense. So, notice of provision of state's amended witness list. Cool. And they've gone and provided it to James Sylvian Owens, and also to Mr. Kevin T. Beck. That happened. Cool. Thank you for doing that. And then there was a notice of hearing. The notice of hearing came up, and that was also furnished to Mr. James Owens and Kevin T. Beck. Oh, by the way, when Mr. James T. Owens was asked, why would you step up and represent Miss Sarah Boone and provide justice for Miss Sarah Boone? Guess what he said?
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
Oh, I actually went to clip that the other day, but my video program. So
Let's play it again. We'll try it again.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
oh, I love that so much.
That's just what he said. He just a Sarah Boone needed a lawyer. It's like, why not? I got a couple. I just love that answer. It was just such
Yeah.
an
Folksy.
honest, folksy answer. It's so wholesome. It was just so wholesome. It's just like, Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
Lawyer.
A lawyer. I love him. I really like James Owens. I can't help it. I think he is actually doing it because he's a good guy. And no one thinks that out there. And it really drives me mental. And shall I start my ranting about other people who just think that every defense attorney is an asshole? Right? Right, Dali?
Yeah.
Can I post links here? Well, that you are a mod. Yeah, MLS God of Law.
Jeez.
Oh, what is it?
No, just me not ending my stream.
Nah.
The 2 minutes, 32 seconds of it.
Oh dear. Oh, the boomerisms. I love it. Now, David may seem like a complete arsehole in chat, and that's his shtick in chat.
I think he is.
But I also know that he would go and represent somebody who needed it. Like, he actually would go out of his way to represent somebody who needed it.
I think-
Pro bono, if he could.
Actually, I think
If he
David even
could.
said he would have last year if he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Sean too. I know Sean would
Yeah.
if he could. I know lots of defense attorneys who I've met just on YouTube and some here in Australia who would go out of their way to go and represent someone even like this who seems annoying and insufferable because
Yeah.
that's the right thing to do. Because it's the right thing to do. And there's just so many people out there trashing these lawyers and it shits me. I think it's so wrong. It's just so wrong. It doesn't bother me one bit if Owen gets some public exposure for it. Who cares? Look at all the YouTubers launching channels on off Boone's back. Yeah, and being so rude about it as
Yeah.
well. What's the difference? Yeah, people make money out of stuff. That's how the world works.
And
That's how the world works.
he's not a young lawyer. It's not like he's trying to build a name for himself. He's pretty well known.
Who cares if he is? Who
And
cares
if he is, but I think he's doing it just truly for doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly, because
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
anyway, so back to this. Apparently, yes, he is. He is a pretty
Yeah.
high profile in his region. David's an a-hole. Hold my beer. Really, with a name like that, I would have thought you would just be the sweetest person.
Yeah.
I would never have known. Like I already like you. I think you just seem like a teddy bear. Okay. Like what could possibly go wrong? I know, right? Okay. Moving on. Is that a Hannibal Lecter mask? Is it? Let me look. Is it? I love your name, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyway, this happened. So you will please take. Oh, do you want to read this?
You will please take notice that the state of Florida, by and through the undersigned assistant state attorney, will call up for hearing before the Honorable Michael Kranick, judge of the above-styled court in courtroom 12A of the Orange County Courthouse, 425 North Orange Avenue, Orange, Florida, 32801-1515 on September 19th, 2024, year of our Lord, at 1:30 p.m. or as soon thereafter as counsel may be heard. The following states motion to strike defendants, notice of intent to rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome, and
You know what I
states
need?
motion in
I need a fly swat
yeah,
to strike it.
and states motion in lemon, and states motion for
In lemon?
examination by state expert.
I need a little limousine. When I read that, I read limousine. State motion in limousine.
I've heard I always pronounce it lemony, but like some lawyers pronounce it lemon or lemine.
You've come to the right place, for fuck's sake, formerly known as fuck's sake, because we love ourselves here. And I was going to say, maybe we should do a Diddy stream. Anyway,
I've thought about it, but yeah.
no, that's for Sean. Sean needs to do the Diddy stream, because when last time there was a Diddy indictment, or no, it was the civil one.
Yeah.
I actually was on stream with him at that time.
Okay.
And I was on there for about 2 hours, but it was a 25 or 40 page document or something.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but damn, it was funny. He was
Yeah.
so good at that. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Motion
with
in
his-
Lemonade is good. I
Yeah.
like Motion in Lemonade, but Motion in Limousine's also good. Lemonade, and maybe there's a lemonade in the limousine. Okay. Maybe I'll have a lemonade and a fly swat for Thursday. Right. So that's a really nice invitation to Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so that is document 5. Now, document 6. Now, here we have entering the arena. Lawyer number 3. Notice is hereby given that Tony L. Henderson hereby enters his appearance as co-counsel to James Owen Esquire on behalf of the defendant Sarah Boone in the above style case. Hey, the crowd goes wild. She's got 3 lawyers. 3. Count them. Count them, guys. 3. You don't want me talking, Diddy? I get banned. No, you won't get banned. Oh yeah, the home ice cream bans. Yep. Yeah, you're in Brizzy. Okay, so Tony L. Henderson. Let's see. Tony Henderson, share this tab instead. Okay, now his bar page is pretty boring. No problems there. He's got a bar number, all that kind of stuff. Here's his websites. Henderson and Raybon, PLLC. We will fight for you. Here he is. Little teensy weensy little pic. Mr. Henderson has practiced criminal law for over 25 years and has tried over 250 jury trials. 250.
Nice. Not bad.
That's... What was it? You know that bald guy who represented Ashley Benefield? Remember he kept saying, I've done... Well, how many trials did he do?
150.
I've done 500 trials or something, or 400, or...
200.
He kept saying a number. Was it only 200? This guy can say 250.
It was a little over.
Your
2.
Honor, I've done 200 trials, he kept saying. This one can go, I've done 250 trials, Your Honor. Recognized by the National Trial Lawyers Top 100.
Wow.
I don't know if you have to buy that or not.
Yeah.
I don't really trust those. In Florida, 10 best attorneys as published by the American Institute of Criminal Law Attorneys.
Hi, Laura.
Oh, you gotta go? Oh, bye, Laura. Have a good day. Even though it's in Tasmania.
And bye, Barbara.
Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is that he studied at the same university as Peter Tragos.
Fancy.
I know. Like he pulled that up and he was like, "Oh yeah, look at that."
Oh yeah, I saw that part actually.
Yeah. And his bar admission was in 1993. So again, I said this on Hearsay for Days the other day. I got to give it to Peter Tragos. He did not try and pull up any garbage on any of the lawyers. He was very complimentary of them for stepping up and representing Sarah Boone and giving her a chance at a fair trial. Unlike some people out there who will go unnamed. Okay, who's buying Dr. Pepper for the trial? I found a stevia alternative. I hate Dr. Pepper. I don't understand you Americans drinking Dr. Pepper. I've tried it. It's like Vegemite to me, like your Vegemite. I don't get it. Dr.
It's
Pepper,
really
it tastes
sweet.
like medicine.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
it tastes like the medicine that you get when you're a kid and your mum gives it to you and you're like, no, get it away from me.
No, I like it.
You like it?
It's okay. I don't drink it, but I don't mind it.
You have the strawberry and cream one. Hey, Badger Witness. You have a strawberry and cream one? It's awful. Like, I love Vegemite, but I was brought up on that. I understand how, like, you guys could like something because, you know, like, your palate is adjusted to it. But I've tried and tried and tried to drink Dr. Pepper, and it just tastes so disgusting to me. I can't get my head around how you could like it. Anyway, so, yes, she has 3 lawyers now. 3! Yeah. Okay, and we have an expert. An expert is going to be taking depositions. So this is just a notice that the depositions are going to be taking place. And there we are, 3 lawyers being mentioned there. Notice of taking depositions for the expert will be happening at 10 a.m. 1st of October in some workspace suites. Said depositions will be taken in workplace suites, which office has heretofore, how do you say that? Heretofore? Jeez, which office has
Heretofore.
Heretofore?
Been designated by the court as a branch of the courthouse for purposes of taking depositions or is agreed to by both parties.
Okay, so said depositions will be taken before an official court reporter of the circuit or his designee from Precision Reporting and Video. Oh, there's a little ad for Precision Reporting and Video. Right, okay, Central Time. Why is it Central Time? Is Florida in Central Time?
No, Eastern.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, New Mexico maybe.
New Mexico?
Counsel for defendant. Yeah, I don't know.
That's very strange. Just noticed that. What's going on over here? Hello, Duck Hunter. How are you? Why are you hunting ducks? Why hunt ducks? Very strange. Okay, moving on. And then we get into the response to the state's motion to strike. The defense response to state's motion to strike defendant's notice of intent to rely on the defense. Oh God, this is getting really wordy now. Yeah, it is Eastern. They are Eastern. I know. It's weird. Okay. It must be a mistake. There's so many mistakes in these documents. Okay, so defense response to state's motion to strike defendant's notice of intent to rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome. Blah. So, now the defense comes back with their response to the state going, nah, and then the defense goes, yeah, we can, yeah. So, comes now the defendant buying through the undersigned attorney and files defendant's response. So, the state said that the defendant's notice was not legally sufficient, and the defendant is saying, yes, it is legally sufficient. Yes, it is. Yes.
He's not.
Is so. Is.
He's not.
Is so. Is.
Not.
It is.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
I don't think so,
Yeah.
Tim.
Mm. Anyway. Do you want me to remove you from the stage?
It's okay. I got another couple minutes.
The defense's reply to the state's response to the defense reply to the state's response to the defense's motion. Yes.
I saw that a lot leading up to the Baldwin trial. Like the Baldwin team was so petty with their motions, and Carrie was very petty too.
It's just so hard to get your mouth around it, and that sounded dirtier than it should have been.
Simmer down, Diddy.
Oh, God. All right. So they're saying it's legally sufficient. Why? Florida Criminal Pro 3201, codified in 1993 and amended through August 29, 2024, specifically recognizes the defense of battered spouse syndrome is synonymous with battered woman syndrome. Yes, they changed the name of it. Which is recognized as a subcategory of post-traumatic stress syndrome by the DSM-5. Okay. And the rule requires the defendant to give notice of the intent to rely on the defense, and yes, they did that. At a hearing before this honourable court, wherein the defense sought a continuance, expressly noting the recent efforts to identify, vet, and pursue expert testimony on behalf of the defendant, Assistant State Attorney Dave Cacciatore expressly advised the court, before any specific affirmative defense had been raised, that not only would the state not be prejudiced by the assertion of battered woman syndrome, that it already was prepared for the possibility of the said defense and had an expert witness that it intended to rely upon. Okay, that's not really coming back with anything, but they've come along with this expert. Okay, so other witnesses and their addresses have not been identified. However, the violent nature of the relationship between the defendant, Sarah Boone, and the alleged victim, Jorge Torres, was raised by the defendant as early as the interrogation conducted by the homicide detectives the day following Teresa's death, as she repeatedly asked the detectives to return her phone to demonstrate prior episodes of violence against her by Mr. Torres. Numerous documents and records produced by the state in the instant matter supported the possibility, if not the likelihood, of the defendant having suffered from battered woman syndrome. Right. To the extent the rule recognized the possible limitations of the defendant's ability to identify all the witnesses, addresses, and specific nature of their testimony in support of the defense has complied, and the particulars of those supporting events have been apparent to the state law enforcement and any entity that has investigated the matter.
Thank you so much.
Oh, really? Is that what she said, for fuck's sake, formerly known as for fuck's sake? Is that a little bit TMI?
Hard to get your mouth around it.
Thank you for the super chat,
That's
for
what
fuck's
she
sake,
said.
formerly known as for fuck's sake. Sorry, FFS. Formerly known.
Don't be
I
vulgar.
need to get your name right. It's FFS,
Yes.
formerly known as, for fuck's sake. Hard to get your mouth around it. That's what she said. Very good.
Thank you so
very
much.
much. Much appreciated and welcome. All right, this is interesting. So basically, they're coming along and saying that since they've gotten her phone back, there's stuff on her phone to prove that she was suffering from battered spouse syndrome, and that there's things on there and actually witnesses that can be called, recalled, contacted, evidence, photos, maybe videos, I don't know, to show that he was hurting her. Right? And again, very interesting, because we have, I don't want to talk too much about other YouTubers, but there are lots. They're going through police reports. They're reading things that are already out there in the public domain that show that there is this balance of aggression going on, that they're both hurting one another. Whereas what James Owens is going to try and prove from what's on her phone and from, I suppose, witness testimony is that no, Sarah was not the primary aggressor. Jorge Torres had her in a state of fear. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but that's what it looks like he's going to try and prove. That's his job. That's his job. And maybe it is true. Who knows? Who knows? It's her defense, though. 4. It is apparent that not only was the state on notice of the likely reliance of battered women syndrome, it was prepared to respond, and it is neither surprised. It doesn't matter whether or not they're surprised.
I got to get going.
That's cool.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here. Get
Glad
to
to
bed,
be here.
you silly thing.
I know. All right, guys. I'm going to leave studio.
Do not end the stream.
Okay. Scout's honor.
I don't think you know how to end the stream now anyway, so.
Maybe. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay. Now, they refer to this case law of Medina versus Hickson, and it's going to come up a few times. The state is relying on this case law of Medina versus Hickson, and they're saying that that is misplaced. The state's reliance on Medina versus Hickson to preclude reference to battered spouse syndrome, and Dr. Julie Harper's testimony is premature. In Medina, the defendant sought to introduce expert testimony during the trial regarding battered spouse syndrome without predicating it on facts already in evidence. See Medina versus State. The court affirmed the trial court's decision to exclude the proffered expert testimony because the expert relied on inadmissible hearsay. In this case, the state is attempting to use Medina to strike and limit reference to battered spouse syndrome in a pre-trial motion. However, the defendant has not had the opportunity to lay the foundation for Dr. Harper to testify, mainly because the trial begins on October 7, 2024. Therefore, at this stage of the proceeding, Medina and Hickson do not preclude reference to battered spouse syndrome. Yeah, I gotta say that the state trying to stop Sarah Boone from putting forth this defense now, without even hearing what the rest of their witnesses are, without even seeing what the evidence is that they're putting forth, they're not really giving her defense a chance at all, and I don't really agree with that. So as much as I don't love the whole battered spouse defense idea based on the things that she said up until now, they know more than we do, right? So they have more access to evidence than we do. They've seen more than we have, and they've spoken to her more than we have. So maybe they know something that we don't know. And if James Owens and his team believe that this is a viable defense, they've got very limited time to defend her. I think it's right for the state to just let them use the time that they have to prepare what they can. And if they can only come up with this one piece of case law, and they're trying to knock it out this early, at this point in time, I think that's just it's not playing fair. It's not playing fair. Anyway, that's just my point of view. All right. Make sure you just leave and do not end the stream. All right, back to witness. I tuned him out around the time of the 90,000 reasons video. You know, the ones his reasons were full of holes and he could never get his equipment to work. Who are we talking about? Maybe I shouldn't look at that. All right, cool. Next one. So, where were we? Defense response. And then one more thing. Amended notice of intent to rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome. Comes now the defendant by and through the undersigned attorney and pursuant to Rule 3201 of the Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure, hereby moves to amend previously filed notice to rely on and said defense and states. And so what they've done now, they've gone, fine. Here is our list of what we're going to do. So on August 30, 2024, a notice of appearance was filed. On September 5, we had our expert witness. On September 6, we said that we were going to rely on the battered spouse syndrome defense. And then there was the defense provided the nature of the defense and witness. They have gone and given their statement of particulars. So battered woman syndrome, BWS, has been described as a condition, blah, blah, blah. Now, if we go down, we'll see we have witnesses. Ha ha! We have witnesses, bish. So, Dr. Julie Harper, Officer John Alden. Hey, beautiful waterfall. Do you remember these people? Yeah, I know, but I think she can get around those if she just admits or she agrees to let the witnesses or her expert witness talk around the whole not intentional thing. Oh, she didn't know what she meant by that. She not intentional meant she didn't mean for him to die. She just meant to protect herself in that situation. So it was not intentional for him to die. It was intentional for her to protect herself, but still having him die was not intentional. Those are the cops that showed up at the earlier domestic violence incidents. Thank you. I knew you'd know. I knew you'd know. That's perfect, and that makes complete sense. I don't know how good of witnesses they will be actually for Sarah. Yeah, we'll see. But I can see that if they have things to say about the state of mind that George was in, and they're only, well, I mean, they'll be cross-examined, but especially if those domestic violence incidents were more centered around the actions of George. Thank you for that, because I'll pull those ones up. I've got all those reports, so I'll pull just those ones up. Okay. The defendant's investigation. Oh, sorry, I missed the most important one. Brian Boone. Hey, ex-husband. And I've got to say, Brian Boone, he really has stood by her. As the mother of his child, he stood by her, and he has, he tried to hire an attorney for her, and I can't speak to what exactly went wrong with that. I think probably more than likely he didn't realize how much trouble she was really in and how much money it was going to cost, because it was going to go on for a really long amount of time. I don't know how much money Brian has, but imagine how much it was going to eventually cost if she were to retain him throughout all of this. There might have been some problems with that as well, because the thing is, she would have continued to ask him questions. She would have wanted him to turn up and have meetings and stuff like that. And every hour, every minute costs money with private lawyers. Maybe that was part of the reason why that didn't work out. Okay, so Brian Boone. Now that we have that, now that we have Brian Boone on the record as being a witness for the defense, I wonder what he's going to say. Now that reminds me, it's time. Everyone remember Brian Boone? Remember his, where are we? Yes, remember this. And I haven't watched this for a long time. I think Brian could be a real double-edged sword for her. Yeah, he could be. He could be. Let's have a bit of a look. So I am going to share this tab instead. Right. So I haven't listened to this for a little while. I'm going to put it on playback speed of 1.25 and see how that goes. Now this interview, I know you probably recognize him from standing out the front of her apartment just after just after the incident. When she called 911, they arrived and she's standing out the front asking for her Dr. Pepper and cigarettes. And then they walk over and they talk to Brian Boone when he arrives, because he was supposed to pick up the child that day, but the child was at school by then, and he came along because I think the cops called to see like what was going on and ask him his side of the story. And then eventually he was taken and interviewed. I don't know where the interview occurred because we've only got audio of it, but this is the interview that happened after just what you saw on body cam. So the stuff on body cam was quite short, but this is, even though I've got a picture of him on body cam, this is not the body cam interview. This is the interview that took place. It was a little bit more controlled. Okay, so that Sarah photo is funny. Yeah. Okay, so please cover the whole thing on hearsay. Which one? Oh, right. You know what, I'm trying to find a venue to bet on Hella. Casey Anthony murdering her new boyfriend as soon as she has the beneficiary on everything. Sure. Okay, cool. So let's watch this. And if you stick around till the end, we get to do some trivia. It'll be fun. Okay, let's go. Hang on, we need sound.
Today's date is February 24th, 2020. The time now is approximately 15:25 hours. This is in reference to Orange County case number 20-017904. I am currently located in my unmarked agency vehicle in front of 4748 France Lane, apartment number 3 in Winter Park, Florida. Also in the car with me is my partner,
Scott Lowen, Detective Greenwich County Sheriff's Office.
and your name, sir?
Brian 75.
Okay. So Brian, to my understanding, you were called over here. So can you just take me back to this morning and your involvement with Sarah, which is your ex-wife?
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes. We've been divorced about a year and a half.
Okay.
Well, I started calling her probably 10:30 or so. It's her day to pick up the kid, but
Okay.
it doesn't always happen. 1 or 2 days a week, maybe she gets him.
Out of the 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
And what do you pick, like every other day you're supposed to?
well, we're supposed to. She's Monday, Tuesday, on Wednesday, Thursday, and we alternate Friday through Sunday. So I'm supposed to. I was actually my lawyer back a couple weeks ago because I was looking to get it changed because she can never stick to it. There's always some reason why. So it's general that I start calling her around to find out if she's actually going to get him, even though yesterday she told me she would. So I started calling her about 10:30. Never got an answer until. I can tell you. So I finally got a hold of her at 12:49.
And did she call you or you call her?
No, I called her. I called her at 11:25. I did that twice. I always call twice because generally she's asleep or whatever. And then I called her 2 more times at 12:21, and then I called her again at 12:49, and that's when she answered.
Okay.
Freaking out, saying that George was dead, and could I please come over? So I told her, you need to call the police. Mm-hmm. And went and got my dog in his crate and everything, and started heading over here. She called me again at 12:54 asking if I was going to be coming over, if I'd left yet. And I told her I had already left. I was going to be there in a couple minutes. So I got here, knocked on the door, walked in just right in the front entrance area, told her once again, you need to call the police.
Was she on the phone with anyone when
Not
you saw her?
yet, not yet.
Okay.
She was shaking and she was trying to get herself something to drink because she was just like freaking out. So that's when she got on the phone and called, and I said, I'm going outside because I don't really want to be in here right now. So I came outside and I sat in my car until people showed up, and
Okay.
it's kind of where we've gone from there. So
Okay. So you called her about 5 or 6 times before she answered.
yeah, which completely normal.
Normal to you. Okay. The rotation real quick. So Monday, Tuesday, she'll have them. Wednesday, Thursday, you'll have them, and then you rotate each weekend.
Yeah, well,
Like it's every other weekend.
how it's supposed to work. Generally, it's 1 or 2 times, maybe a week. I think she had him last Tuesday was the last time he was actually over here.
And spent the night.
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably another week before that.
What's your son's name?
Lucas. Lukas.
L-U-K. And Boone.
Yeah.
You think he stayed here last Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was last Tuesday.
Was well then, Okay, so you technically have him more than she does. Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, that's why I said I was.
So even though that's how it's supposed to be, you still have him.
Yeah, it's not a good day. George is in a bad mood, or whatever else reason. I think sometimes just she wants to stay up and drink and can't really do that if she's got to wake up and take him to school the next day.
Right.
Any number of different reasons. So.
Okay.
What's the bet they used that George was in a bad mood? Just putting it out there.
Okay. How long have you known Sarah?
Since, let's see here, I was probably 23 or so when we met.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Since you were 23?
Yeah, so probably, 20 years. We dated for quite a while, and then got married, whatever it was, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. Well, I guess 12, 13 years ago before the divorce. I guess like 14, 15 ago, something like that, maybe.
Okay. What can you tell me about her?
I don't. She's generally not. She can get a bit violent when she drinks. Not to this kind of extent.
Right.
I don't know what happened exactly. But,
right. No, I'm just looking for.
But that was part of it. The alcohol has gotten worse and worse and worse over the years. That's one of the main reasons why I divorced her. I just couldn't deal with it. It got to the point where, on weekdays she'd go out, and I guess the George person is one of the people she had met. Because I separated at one point, went over to my parents' house to live for a few months. And I guess she met him over at the pool place or something like that. But I'd come back and we were in therapy trying to work it out. And on a weeknight when he's got school the next day, I've got work the next day. She was out till 3 o'clock in the morning when the bar closes, and she'd bring people back over on the back porch. One time, some random person walked in my house and started screaming for Sarah at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when we're trying to sleep. I just couldn't get over it.
So did you still live here?
No. I bought her out of our house.
Okay.
I was going to just sell it and move because I kind of want to go back to College Park, which is where I'm from. But
right.
I thought it would be maybe easier for Lucas if I just bought her out and kept that house, so he had a little bit of continuancy, kind of.
Understandable.
He seems to have money. Hey, it'd be easier if I just bought her out, and then he goes and gets her a lawyer and stuff. I wonder what he does. He talks about money like it's kind of nothing. You notice that?
What I ended up doing, and then she moved right down the street here. So.
And how long would you say the alcoholism has been a part of her life?
It's always been a part of her life. It seemed to have gotten worse and worse. I think more or less kind of since we had Lucas. And I think a lot of it was the fact that she kind of, I guess, maybe felt trapped or something.
Okay.
That, before that, whenever she wanted, you're outside having a drink. Oh, I want to go play pool. You go over across the street, you play pool.
She felt trapped?
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore when she got a kid.
Right.
So.
How old's your son?
He is 9. So, but she started just getting really angry when she drank a lot. She said last night she fell asleep. There were plenty of times where she just basically passed out from drinking. So,
so you've witnessed her pass out from drinking?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And when she passes out, is she out cold?
Oh, she's out.
How difficult would it be to wake her?
Well, if I were to shake her or something, right. I could probably wake her up. But me making a phone call or noise probably wouldn't do it.
Okay. And would she be in the middle of doing something and just out cold, or would she go to bed?
Yeah,
and
it would
just be out cold?
Yeah, she wouldn't fall over or anything. It'd be more of a lay down and then she's just out.
Right. Okay. What do you know about her and George's relationship, if anything?
It was. I think she had him arrested 5 or 6 times for domestic violence. He's stuck a steak knife in the back of her leg one time.
Okay.
What?
He's been arrested. So has he always been the one that gets arrested, or has she ever?
She was also one of the times.
Okay.
One of the times, both of them were arrested.
He stuck a steak knife in her leg one time. Okay. This is getting better for her. This is getting a little bit better for her. And one time she was arrested, but most of the time it was him that was arrested. Interesting.
But all the others have been him. But the very next day, she's in there trying to get him bailed out. So
Right.
I don't know. Basically, they get drunk, they get in a fight, she gets upset, she calls the cops. I mean, granted, I saw lots of black eyes, bruises.
On her?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, there definitely was. Now,
would you see George as much as you would see him or her?
I hardly ever saw him.
You hardly
I honestly, I didn't like being around either one of them.
Right.
To be honest, and him more so. So.
Why's that?
Just, I don't know. It's my ex-wife. She made me really mad with everything. How the whole divorce went down, and just, I mean, the way she acted and the way she changed and the way they both are, I mean, what it's done to Lucas and everything else. He's nobody I cared to see. Let me put it that way. I mean, it's not like I really went out of my way to, like, it's just that.
When you guys do drop-offs or anything, is it always through the school, or would you, like, have to come here and see them, or no?
No, it's pretty much always during the school. Now, sometimes she would come over or something like that. Sometimes he would be driving, but, I mean, he would just stay in the car, or she would come in. So, I mean, I really wouldn't see him.
So it's not like you have, like, conversations with George? Okay.
No, I mean, maybe a few times when they've drunkenly called me at night because she was telling me she needed to escape because whatever's going on, or she's put him on the phone, but I don't know.
Okay, this is so weird. Like, the whole tone of his voice is so casual. And this is 3:30 in the afternoon on the day that he finds out that George is dead. And he's talking about the whole situation just so casually. And I just didn't really like being around either of them, to be honest. And yeah, I see bruises and black eyes and all sorts of things. And there was this time that he stabbed her in the leg. Yeah, and I didn't like the whole thing just because of what it did to Lucas, really. And that's fair enough. Like, I applaud this man for he's a saint. This dude is a complete saint for putting up with all of this shit. And completely, he seems to be somebody who is just trying his best to keep the mother in the kid's life a little bit, but not exposing the kid to too much of it. But he also seems like he's just so over it that now that this has happened, he's like, okay, right, what next? But yeah, isn't it weird? Isn't this whole thing weird? And actually, the things he's saying are pretty well in line with what the defense is. I think he's far more. I think on cross-examination, he could be a little bit of a problem, but I think he's going to be good for the defense. I really do. I don't know. What do you guys think?
When's, like, the last incident that you recall of there being, like, a domestic dispute between her and George?
I mean, she told me, like, a week ago she had to escape from the house and wanted me to come pick her up. I told her I wasn't going to because I'm just tired of it happening. I mean, it was midnight. I mean, child's trying to sleep, and just honestly, I don't always believe her when she said these things were going on. And
she called you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Apparently, she went back inside and slept well. Was in a fine mood the next day. I guess didn't really remember calling me, so I don't know if it was just she wanted to come over to. I don't know. She keeps on trying to come over to, like, hang out or something like that, or she'll come over to spend time with Lucas rather than actually just having him over here like she's supposed to. But she wants to come over there and play with him. And so I'm not sure how real that was. Last time I know there was an actual physical conversation. It's probably been a little while because this last time George got arrested, I know he was on pre-trial, whatever, something. I don't know. He had a parole officer. He had a domestic violence class. He's like.
So that's the last time. Basically, the last time he was arrested was the last physical altercation that you recall?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I think so.
And you have any idea what year or month that may have been?
Back a few months, maybe?
A few months ago?
Yeah, something like that, maybe. I don't think it was incredibly long.
Okay. Like around the holidays of last year, before the holidays?
I think it was probably before the holidays. I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
Because oddly enough, there was like a 3-week period where she actually had Lucas all the time she was supposed to because he was in jail for a month or something like that.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't let him out.
Yeah.
Donna, laugh it up.
And you said when she drinks that she can get physically aggressive.
She can. I mean, she did it to me a lot, where she'd hit me and stuff like that. I mean, she's tiny.
Yeah. What do you mean hit though? Like open hand smack you, or like try to punch you?
Yeah, she'd punch me. I mean, more arms. She many times would use her claws. I mean, I had scratches on my neck at times, on my arms. I mean, things like that where she'd dig with her claws. I never got that drunk, and I had restraint. I never touched her back. I think George didn't have that restraint, and at times he would hurt her back. So I mean, for all I know, all the times he got arrested, she started it. I don't know. I wasn't there, so. But I know she could get violent at times.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. It wasn't anything too, I don't know, too much. I mean, just.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't feel like she was a huge threat. I'm assuming, right? No. Yeah. Like you could handle yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does she drink daily?
I think pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know like her drink of choice?
That would be vodka.
Vodka.
Now
or
it's prison
wine,
hoops.
but vodka is the big one.
And does she or George have a job?
No. She hasn't worked for over 2 years. Well, I guess you could maybe call when he's got a job. He worked at the Ace Hardware up across the street here.
Okay.
Which is now going out of business.
Okay.
He kind of off and on worked there. When he did work, it was 15, 20 hours a week, something like that. I mean, my alimony and stuff basically pays for where they live. So, I mean, they didn't need a ton, but, I mean, she was always calling to borrow money. And but it's been like 2 years since she got a job. She keeps on telling me she's looking, and she's always finding the good opportunities and everything, but...
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to take it?
It's my dad. Just
sure,
one second. Hey. Well, just wait. I'm talking with the detectives right now, and I should be heading out here soon. So I can come get him, okay? Is John out? Oh, okay. Is he awake? Okay, good. Okay, well, I should be up there very soon. Okay, bye. Sorry.
Okay. We were just on the phone with someone. Okay. When you came over here, I know you said that she called you freaking out saying he was dead. Did she give you any more, like, did you ask why or how?
She told me that they were playing last night or something, and he got in the suitcase and she fell asleep.
Okay.
He got in.
That's all she told me, so I don't know anything beyond that.
Okay.
And I really didn't talk to her much because I came inside, I told her you need to call the police, and then I came back out, and I think she went on the back porch to smoke a cigarette, so I didn't really talk with her much.
Oh, like she was going outside. Did you see her take a cigarette?
Yeah, she was going outside with I also know when the cop showed up, she kept on telling them she had a cigarette burning out there and she needed to go put it out.
Okay.
But they were keeping her away from stuff, I guess.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, she wanted me to come back there with her. I was like, I'm going out here. I don't really want to be in here, so.
Right.
Good call.
And that's when she went to call 911?
Wait.
Well, she called 911 while I was in there. I was standing
that
right
was
in the...
smart. How smart was that of him to not go in there? Do you reckon it went through his mind that's a crime scene, don't go in there? Because she said, come in, because she was out there smoking a cigarette, and she said for him to come in, and he went, no, I'm staying out here. Do you reckon he worked that out? Because he really did himself a favor there, not walking into that crime scene.
Foyer area.
Okay.
And I mean, it was apparently a pretty quick conversation, and that's when she started to go that way, and I just told her I'm going out front, so.
Okay. Okay, so they were playing, and she went upstairs and went to bed.
I don't know where she went. She just told me she went to sleep.
Or she went to sleep. Okay, you don't know where.
I don't know where.
You didn't ask more questions.
I didn't ask more questions. I leave that to you guys.
Yeah. No problem.
Hey, I'll let you know when I'm done talking to these guys, okay? Hello? That's okay. All right, never mind. Okay, bye.
I reckon he is a salesman. All these phone calls.
I'll call you when I'm leaving.
Okay. Hang on. Is that done? No.
Before today,
Stupid stupid music.
I'm trying to remember if I've been in there. I haven't even really been over here lately.
So it's been a long time.
It's probably been at least weeks, maybe.
Does Lucas play baseball or anything yet?
We've tried to get him into sports. He's not a big sports person, really.
Did you ever play baseball?
He didn't play baseball. Well, I mean, I had like a t-ball set and stuff like that, and we played catch.
Was it like a plastic t-ball set, or what kind of equipment did you have?
Oh, no, this is when he was like 3 years old. It was a little plastic thing I had in the backyard.
Did you ever buy him any baseball bats or anything?
I bought one for over here that Sarah said for Lucas and George to like play with or something. That was like a year ago or something, maybe.
What kind of bat was it? Was it a wood bat?
Yeah, it was a wooden bat. Like I think it was like a junior size thingy. I don't know. It's something that I looked like kind of for his height or something, I think.
What's that got to do with anything?
Sorry.
Would you mind if I took a picture of your call log to show
Sure.
that you've all the
Do you just want to see hers, or like zoomed in on hers so you can see all those?
Yeah, that's perfect. So I'd say starting from today. I know her phone.
He's like, do you just want to see it zoomed in on hers? Or my girlfriend's? Or boyfriend's? Kidding, I like him. He's nice.
Did you text with her at all today?
Not today. I don't think I did today at all.
Sorry.
Oh, you think they found the bat in the house, Nicholas?
That was last night. She was drunkenly texting me.
Last night?
Yeah.
What time?
That was
Oh,
11 o'clock at
last
night. I think that
Last night was Sunday. What does it say?
Oh, that's Saturday. Never mind.
Saturday.
That was Saturday night when I was watching the baseball game.
Okay.
Yesterday was just that. She said her account was in the negative, so I transferred her a little bit of money to get her out of the negative.
Oh, God.
She sent you. Oh, that was the morning. Okay, so she thanked you at 11:56 that morning.
Yeah.
Right.
Sunday.
Okay. What's the last thank you? What time? Okay, so just a few
Yeah, and
times.
then that one at
This
12:01.
man is a
Okay,
saint.
so afternoon, Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the calls. Do you need like?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yep, I'll start from the top where it has her information. Go ahead. You can scroll down, and that's
Okay.
fine. Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Has Lucas ever told you anything about her, like witnessing anything between her and George?
He's heard arguments and things like that.
Okay.
He's not a big fan of staying over here, honestly.
Okay.
Just because they get in arguments and stuff like that. I don't think they've ever had a physical fight in front of him.
Okay.
But I know there's been arguments he's told me about.
Okay.
There's been times where I think things were starting to get to that point, and she has called me to come pick him up
Okay.
and bring him back over to my house. So
Yeah. Okay.
she's generally pretty good about having me come get him if, which leads to me not having a life because I can't ever do anything.
Right.
I can't go anywhere because I'm too worried about something happening, me having to be over here quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this poor dude. I really feel for this dude. Like, apart from the fact he's clearly got money, but he can't go anywhere because he's too worried about something happening over there. And then he's constantly, like, giving her money. He's paying for her entire lifestyle. Like, she's not working. She's clearly sick. Like, she's clearly in need of help. And this George person, as he refers to him as, like, he's got no power over George. George is an independent man. But Sarah, this man is her meal ticket. So he's paying alimony to Sarah. And when Sarah has no money, she contacts Brian and says, please, can you get my account out of the negative? And I don't know, I suppose Brian is, I don't know, I don't understand the dynamic really, but I think that he just doesn't want the mother of his child to starve, I guess. And so he gives her some money. I mean, what would you do differently if you were him? Would you stage an intervention or something? And would you say, look, you must go to rehab. I'm paying for you to go to rehab. I'm going to pick you up and take you to rehab. I don't know. She's an adult. You can't make her do something. You could just stop paying her extra money, I guess. But what a tough situation to be in for him. I just feel so bad for him. But also, he's such an awesome person to deal with it in this way. Like, he could just say, fuck you, and not give her anything. And also go to the family courts and say, I want full custody of the child. The child should never see her. And some people would probably say that's the right thing to do. But I don't know. I just really commend him for trying. I think he's, yeah. That's try like a stage a Ricada intervention. Yeah. Well, we called CPS a lot on my stepson's mum. They did nothing until she was arrested for meth and extortion. And then the cops are like, are you aware your child was on a drug house? Yeah. If I had a kid with an ex, I'd want them to have a guy better than me for my kid's sake. Yeah. I just don't know how I'd handle it. If I were him, I just don't know what I would do. It's so tough because the son always going to love the mum. You can't replace your mum. You don't just throw a mum away. And people out there, I've made a few comments in chats and things like that about how don't forget she's got a son. Like I'm sure he'd like to see her eventually. And people are like, she doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the son. It's like, well, think about him. Like he's only got one mum. We've only got one mum in life, and it takes a lot to throw a mum away. He was enabling, for fuck's sake. FFS. He was enabling, I'll give him that. But that's what love does. Enablers are usually people who love other people, too much, and they just don't know how to handle it. But yeah, I don't know. We get to know me. I'm someone who just likes to put myself in someone else's shoes and go, how would I handle that? And why are they acting the way they're acting? And for him, I just think that he looks at his son and he goes, his son loves his mom, can't help loving his mom. As much of a F up his mum is, he just can't help loving his mum, and he doesn't want to take his mum away from his son because of the shit that she's going through. Completely. And he's, as much as he's angry at Sarah, as much as he hates what Sarah's doing, he's like, he looks at Lucas and he's like, I don't want to be the reason why you can't see your mum. And then this happens. So yeah, anyway. Hello. How are you, Nikki? Good to see you. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, do you have anything else?
Yeah, do you know if she's ever had any issues with drugs in the past?
To my knowledge, she's never really been a drug person. She's big on alcohol, but I don't think she's ever done. I mean, I think she told me like one time, like back before we got divorced, that at I don't know, this bar thing over there across the street near the Walgreens, whatever it's called.
Okay.
I don't know, but somebody gave her a little bit of cocaine, like 2 years ago or something like that. I've never known her to do drugs.
What about George?
No clue whatsoever.
She's never complained to you?
No. That's not to say these things don't happen, because I try to keep myself out of and away from them in general, but...
Right.
Which vehicle is yours?
The Prius right up here.
In front of us?
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
That is what I got sent. I know it looks like a vanity thing. No, that's just this last time they, I guess, sent me a new plate, and that's what was on it.
Awesome. So you can make that up whatever you want it to be.
I could.
Tell them it's for racing. You're going to.
Yeah, that you're racing.
Yes, racing in my Prius.
I'm not saying you win. I'm just saying you race.
Oh man. Okay. Anything else, Scott?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else that you think is important for us to know that we have not asked you? About either George or Sarah?
I don't think so.
When I mean, you guys have been separated for, what do you say, 5?
We've been divorced about a year and a half. We were separated a good 8 months before that or so. And we'd been separated one other time before that, before we got back together, and we're trying to do therapy, which didn't work at all. So
how long has she been living in this apartment?
Ever since we got divorced. So
a year and a half ago?
No, longer than that then. Because I took over the house. I moved in there and she moved here. Because I told her I was buying her out of the house. So I guess it hasn't been longer than that. I think she just said she renewed, so maybe just past 2 years.
Okay.
That may be right.
I think she said she's been here like 4 years.
No, she's been with George. I don't remember what she said.
Yeah, she was with George before we were divorced. So
yeah. Okay. And any time that you recall when you guys were together, and she would be drunk, did she always like resort to getting angry? Like, is she an angry drunk, or would she, like?
Her main problem is she can't stop.
Okay.
I mean, she can't go out and have a glass of wine with dinner.
Right.
That's not a thing she can do, because when she starts drinking, she will continue drinking basically until she out.
She goes to sleep.
Yeah.
If she were to be drunk, would she like want to play games with you? Like, did you guys?
Oh, there's a really good period where she is very good, but then she drinks past that and she gets into the angry bits.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you just raise your right hand for me? Do you promise and swear everything we've talked about has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This ends the recording 15:52 hours. Today's date is March 1st, 2020. The time now is approximately 16:41 hours.
Okay.
In reference to Orange County case number 20-017904. I am on the phone with, can you state your name, sir?
Brian Boone.
And I have a couple follow-up questions that I wanted to ask Brian Boone in reference to this case.
Bit of a follow-up.
Brian, just give me your date of birth for me.
55.
Okay. And do you promise and swear everything we're going to talk about is going to be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. So we had a conversation about the incident and your involvement a few days ago, earlier this week, I believe on Tuesday. And after looking through Sarah's call logs, I noticed that she called you on February 23rd, which would be the Sunday night at around 23:46 hours, that's military time, but in normal time, that's 11:46 hours. Do you recall that phone call?
I do, well, somewhat. I was asleep when she called. So she woke me up. I was half asleep when I was talking to her. She did sound very inebriated.
Okay.
I don't remember what all she's. I'm kind of used to her calling drunk late at night and things like that, so it didn't faze me as anything out of the ordinary. I basically just kind of got her off the phone and told her I'm going back to sleep and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. You said that she sounded inebriated, like she was drunk?
Yeah, I mean, she didn't sound like, it's hard. I was half asleep at the time. I don't think I remember hearing anything bad in the background or anything that would have caused me concern, but I don't really remember it that well.
Okay, but she was under the influence of alcohol based off of your knowledge of just knowing her and knowing when and when she's not under the influence.
Yeah. As soon as I heard her start talking, I almost kind of just zoned out away from it because she says all kinds of nonsense when she does this late at night.
Yeah, things like, for all you've done to me, wriggle around a bit. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Stuff like that.
And just, I was trying to get her off the phone so I could go back to sleep. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm on the phone right now. You need to get yourself right off. Get yourself right off. Your pajamas are right here, okay? Hold on, Betty. I'm sorry.
It's
sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
It's okay.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember her saying anything specifically about George?
I don't think so. I don't really remember. I really don't remember much of the conversation, honestly.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, and the phone conversation lasted for a little over 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken?
May have been, yeah.
Okay. And you said that is kind of normal for her to call you late at night or just kind of whenever she's
Wait. The phone conversation lasted just over 2 minutes. You know what else lasted just over 2 minutes? The suitcase video. Dun dun dun. Is that a coinky-dink? I think not.
the influence and she's kind of just babbling on and you have to try and get her off the phone. If you don't
it's a thing that happens.
Okay. Okay, so you can't remember anything specific about what she may or may not have said, but she did sound inebriated. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
And you couldn't hear anything in the background?
Not that
as far as like arguing or
no.
yelling or anything like that, you couldn't hear any of that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you know where she was located? Did she ever say?
I was assuming she was at home.
Okay, but she didn't say.
Okay.
I mean, she didn't have a lot of money. She didn't really go out anywhere, so I assumed she was at home.
Okay. But you wouldn't know where in the house she may have been?
No.
Okay, she didn't give you that information. Okay.
Not that I remember. It's possible she said something. I don't really remember, though.
Okay. All right, is there anything else that you think is important for me to know about that phone conversation?
I don't think so.
Do you guys talk often? Like, in a day's time? Like, do you guys talk daily?
More than I would like. Normally, anytime I'm calling her, it's to find out if she's actually going to be picking the child up like she's supposed to.
Right.
Like that next morning with me constantly calling.
Right.
She'll call to talk to Lucas, or sometimes when she's drunk, or she wants me to come pick her up because she's scared of George, or, any number of different things.
Okay, you're kind of like her call person. Like
she's scared of George.
It's gotten very old over the last couple of years, so I've started to just kind of ignore what she's saying and just try to get her gone as soon as possible.
Right.
Because, honestly, for a long time, I tried to help her out, give her refuge, get away from him, and she just kept bringing him back, and I eventually just gave up on the situation, so.
Right. Okay. All right, do you promise and swear everything that we have talked about has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, this ends the recording.
Okay. All right. He said some things that were inculpatory, so that means that they're good for the defense. Sorry, exculpatory, that means they're good for the defense. But he also said some things that were inculpatory, which means they're bad for the defense. So, old line red, you always call it, he could be bad, especially on cross-examination, he could be bad. He did say some things about her clawing at him and himself, Brian Boone, her being actually violent towards him in their relationship. That's bad. That's very, very bad. And also, the other thing is, Beautiful Waterfall, you brought this up, he can only speak to the things that he witnessed. So he can't opine on whether or not he thinks that she was the primary aggressor or not the primary aggressor, or whether George was actually the one who was keeping her in a state of fear. He can't answer any questions regarding that. He can only talk about what he saw, and he did say that he saw bruises, and I don't know whether he can talk about this knife thing unless he actually saw the injury. Otherwise it's hearsay. That's hearsay. Look, she is going to need some sort of motherfucking miracle, and then the steak knife to the leg. Yeah, that does sound like hearsay. It does sound like hearsay, unless he saw something. He would have had to have actually seen an injury. maybe if she went to the hospital or something like that, there could be something they could pull up on that one. But yeah, it sounds like hearsay to me. Okay, guys, you've stuck it out to the end. Guess what's happening now? You're wondering? Well, wonder no longer, because you need to be in chat to play the Boonathon. Test your Boone knowledge. It's a Boone and Swoon. We are having our very first little mini trivia challenge right now. So how it works: half Irish, our six-time champion. Let's go. All right, I might actually change to a different layout for this. Let's see. So in 1 minute and 25 seconds. No, I don't really like that one. Maybe this one, but I'll just fix it up a little bit. Something like that. Let's go. Alrighty. Yes. In 1 minute, we will have 4 or 5 questions. And when I read the questions out, you have about 40 seconds, maybe a minute, to get your answers in. They're multiple choice answers, and the answers will be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you put them in chat, and then we get to see who gets the right answer. No, there's no trick questions. Kind of not really. Half Irish, you lost the last 3. Yes, but you still are the only one who's ever won 6 of these. Hey, Scott Wade. Now, also, the way it works is that if you're first to get the right answer, that puts you further up the leaderboard, right? So don't mess about, right? So copying other people doesn't work. You can copy other people, but you'll still be behind them. Okay, the Boonathon, and we're off. Sarah filed a notice of what? To rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome. 1, unintent. That should say 1 intent. 2, not intentional. 3, not intent. Or 4, intent. Put your answers in chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Sarah filed a notice of what? To rely on the defense of battered spouse syndrome. 1, unintent. 2, not intentional. 3, not intent. Or 4, intent. It's kind of funny that she had to do this, to file a notice of
Not intentional.
well,
Not intentional.
Bing. Computing. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, Stuart. Next question in 28 seconds. Come on, you can do it. It's not that hard. Whoa, okay. Intense. All Line Red was first. Then Bob, then Scott, then Beautiful, then Half Irish, then Brad, and 4 others. Ronnie got it wrong. Not intent. Oh, and I missed it. Who's the other people who got it wrong? Okay. How old was Brian Boone when he met Sarah? 1, it's been 84 years. 2, 33 or so. 3, 23 or so. 4, 18 or so. Put your answers in chat. How old was Brian Boone when he met Sarah? 1, it's been 84 years. 2, 33 or so. 3, 23 or so. 4, 18 or so. Dun, 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 dun. I can't play that song anymore because I get copyright notices and they're really annoying. Like, I don't get struck. I just get these stupid notices come up and they keep being annoying. That's all. That's all. That's all. Ding!
Not intentional.
I can keep playing that though.
I just got a feeling.
Who's it gonna be this time? All lines in front so far. All lines in front so far. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on, servers, you can do it. Jeez, it's taking a long time. Oh. And Scott got it first, then Online Red, then Dali, then Mavka, then Half Irish. Sorry, Bob, and sorry, Beautiful, and sorry, Melissa, and sorry, Jean-Marie. Okay, when asked why he stepped up to represent Sarah, James Owen said, "She owes me." 2, he said, "Sarah needed a lawyer." 3, he said, "I'm going to be famous." 4, he said, "I had nothing better to do." Put your answers in chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. When asked why he stepped up to represent Sarah, James Owen said, 1, "She owes me." 2, "Sarah needed a lawyer." 3, "I'm going to be famous." Or 4, "I had nothing better to do." Put your answers in chat, everybody. Now I get to play this. Ready? Ready? Ready?
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
I'll do it again.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer. Now, there you go. If you didn't put that one in, you're going to be on the wrong side. And it's my favorite thing. It's my new favorite quote. Sarah needed a lawyer. He did, though, also say Sarah owes me. And, oh, who got it wrong? Donna. Oh, poor Donna. Sarah needed a lawyer. For fuck's sake, got it right first. Yes. Mavka second. What color are the words take on Brian's shirt? Oh, these are my favorite. 1, white. 2, red. 3, blue. Or 4, black. Were you paying attention? This is the last question, guys. What color are the words take on Brian's shirt? You were just watching it for about half an hour. Did you notice? What color are the words take on Brian's shirt? 1, white. 2, red. 3, blue. Or 4, black. And you don't have time to go back and look. I love the observation ones because you don't have time to go back and look. And you were just watching it for all that time. And I can't wait to see how many people get this right. I cannot wait to see how many people get this right. Oh my God, so many people got this wrong. Oh dear. Online Red got it, and Jean-Marie got it, and Casper got it. Dali got it wrong. Everybody else got it wrong. Online Red is the winner! Online Red is the winner! Yes! Woohoo! Okay, yes. Boom.
I just got a feeling.
Not intentional.
That was so not intentional. And you know what? I am taking a screenshot of this right now. And I'm going to put it on the Discord. I'm going to put it on the community tab. I am going to put it everywhere. Hang on, I'm going to make this full screen so that I can take a screenshot of it. Now, well done, guys. So Online Red is first. Casper was second. Scott Wade was third. And then we had Half Irish. Oh, Half Irish. You're going to have to pick up your game, love. But don't worry, we're going to be doing more of these. Jean-Marie 337, Brad, Mavka, Dali, Bob Masabo, Beautiful Waterfall, Donna Barkley, For Fuck's Sake, formerly FFS, formerly known as For Fuck's Sake, Melissa Simok, Iman Rasu, and Nicholas Linados. thank you for playing, everybody. She takes trivia super serious. Yeah. Scott Wade, you did really well. You did really well. You got in the winner leaderboard. So basically the way this works is a silver medal. Yeah, well done. Nice. You have not given up your crown, half Irish. No one has ever gotten 6, although Old Line's gotten a few now. Old Line is catching up. Old Line is catching up. The way this works, guys, is if you enjoyed that, keep watching this channel for all of your Sarah Boones, because we are going to be doing trivia at the end of all the Sarah Boone streams. Now, I plan to run the hearing. I'm not going to run it live, I've decided, because that is in the middle of my beauty sleep. I'm going to run it at straight after Dali's stream on Thursday night. So he runs his stream at 6 p.m. Eastern. I run my stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be running it in catch-up mode. That way Beautiful Waterfall can come into my stream and give me all the lowdown straight up. I love that. So make sure that you come along and watch it here, and you get to do the trivia at the end of it, which is super fun. And also, we will be doing catch-ups again when there's new documents and other hearings. And when it comes to trial, we're running it here, we're running it at night, we're running it from 6 p.m. Eastern, straight after court, and we're doing it in fast mode. So we're having lots of fun, and we're making sure that we are running it without any lunch breaks, without any sidebars, without any of the boring stuff, nice and fast, and without the outrage and bullshit the other channels are doing. So make sure you come and watch it here, and we do the trivia as well. I hope you had a good time today. Oh, you're going to go live a little bit earlier? Oh, we'll talk about time. Why are you going live earlier? Okay, Helen and I have to confirm, but I'll go live around 5 p.m. Eastern. Oh, okay. On hearing day. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I might stream the hearing more like 6 p.m. Eastern or 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Regardless, I'm not going to do it live because that's 3 a.m. my time. And I mean, come on. I need my booty sleep. Yes, hearing's taking place at 1:30 p.m. on Thursday Eastern time. Yes, that's 3:30 a.m. my time. But if that's the case, I'll run it just after Dali's stream. So you guys all watch Dali's stream. Make sure that you watch Dali's stream. If you're not there, you're square or whatever. You're a loser. Don't be a big loser. Choose Dali and then come choose me, and we'll do the hearing. We'll do the trivia, and make sure that you watch the trial over here as well. Because this is where people who just enjoy making fun of trials watch trials, people. Booty sleep, yeah. I wake at 4:30 a.m. like a Chad. Oh, look, I did that for a bit. Where am I? Hello, I'm in Brisbane, Australia. So I am on the other side of the world. Right now it is 11:14 a.m. tomorrow. So today is Wednesday for me. Yeah, indeed. Trial will probably start at 9 a.m. Eastern every day. Exactly. So that 9 a.m. Eastern every day is 11 p.m. my time, I think. No. Something like that. No. Maybe not. I can't even work out what 9 a.m. Maybe it's midnight. Something like that. But for me to do the trial live, I would have to just give up I'd have to go nocturnal for the entire trial. And I've tried doing that before, and it's really difficult. Really, really difficult. So that's what, and you know what though? So many people are running the trial. There's so many choices to watch it live. I figure that there's a market to watch it at nighttime for you guys, because then you don't have to sit through all the breaks, so you can watch it fast. And yeah, so I'll be doing that, and I recommend if you want to watch it live, it will be going live on my good mate Sean, Potentially Criminal, will be running it live. And at the end of the day, he'll probably let people know that there will be a catch-up happening over on this channel. If you guys missed the morning, or if you just want to do fast mode catch-up, you can come over here. So he'll probably give us a shout-out, and we'll give a shout-out over to him as well. So that said, is he live right now? Is he live right now? He probably is. But we're adding trivia. Yeah, we have trivia. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of channels running at 1.5 speed at night. But they're the channels with the outrage. We don't have the outrage. We are that without the outrage. Minus outrage. Minus outrage. Oh, you know who is running right now? You know who is running right now? Let me see if I can send you over to someone different. I'm going to try. No, hang on. Let me just see. Yes, let me see if I can send you over to my Aussie friend. Yes, stay with me for 2 seconds, guys. Let me see if he will allow me to redirect to my friend Ping. That would be fun if I could. If he has his redirect things on. Yes, I can redirect. Okay, so I'm going to send you over to my friend Ping. He is an Aussie also, and he is doing AFP cracks encrypted app used by criminals called Ghost. Is that you, Casper? AFP is the Australian Federal Police. So go and say hello and say excited utterance raid, because I don't know if he knows my name's Hella. So could you say EU raid or excited utterance raid? That'd be really great. But he'll see us coming in anyway. That'd be awesome. Great. Yes, Ghost. So he's talking Australian Federal Police stuff. That should be fun. But there's mainly US people in his chat. Yeah, cool. That'd be awesome. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I hope you enjoyed the trivia and all of the updates. And I will see you, if not tomorrow, definitely at the hearing replay on Thursday night. Love yous all, and it's time for the song. It is time for the song. It's time for the song. It's time for the song. Where did I put it? I moved it.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud, and because she's an 803. To the attention, excited utterance. Her cat is